It's not that simple. Laid off workers explain the real challenge with the back to work push from several Republican governors. Welcome to this episode of Ignition Time, everyone. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Welcome to our channel. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That is your way of supporting our channel, and we count on your support, me and my entire team. Let's start with this headline on your screen from the Washington Post. Governor Hogan from Maryland says it's time to get back to work. To lay off employees, it's not that simple. Now, here's what's happening. The Maryland Governor Larry Hogan made a decision, along with several other Republican governors in 25 states, to end federal unemployment benefits 2 months before President Biden and Congress intended. In fact, Hogan and many other governors say that bigger unemployment checks are keeping people from filling jobs, and this is making it hard for the economy to rebound. This is pretty interesting. In fact, let's take a look at this image on your screen from the Washington Post, and the source is the National Conference of State Legislatures. And this shows us that at least 25 states that you see on your screen with Republican governors are ending enhanced federal unemployment benefits early. And most gig workers, self-employed workers, part-time workers will lose all unemployment benefits. Others on unemployment will indeed lose $300 a week. The Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which is the PUA program for self-employed workers, for gig workers, was set up as a direct result of the CARES Act. And again, let's go back to this image on your screen. At least 25 states with Republican governors are ending enhanced federal unemployment benefits early. And you see the entire list on your screen. In fact, the states in the blue color represent the states with Republican governors that are ending unemployment benefits early, and the remaining states that you see in the gray color are ending as intended by President Biden and Congress on the 6th of September. Now, the problem is that many individuals who are dependent on this are indeed finding it challenging to find new work, because finding new work is not as simple as it sounds. Workers are concerned about childcare, about personal safety, and they don't want to abandon careers where they have seniority and experience to start over as a new hire somewhere else. They don't want to be in a situation where they're essentially starting from scratch. Here's a comment from Andre Eldridge, who's a 38-year-old individual from Baltimore. He said, leaving his job of 3 years in event services at the Marriott Waterfront would mean walking away from a new union contract that included higher pay and additional benefits. Right now, his work is sporadic. He has only been called back for one event. And even if he gets offered more shifts in the coming weeks, this could disrupt his unemployment checks. He basically wants to get back to work full time. He said this, and I quote, "You hear all this dog whistling that we are being lazy." And he said, "I take offense to that. These are union jobs. We want to work." Here's another example of an individual, Jeffrey Barner, who's a 61-year-old individual who has had 2 full-time jobs at the Hilton and the Marriott in Baltimore for 16 years, with one shift starting at 7 a.m. and the second at 4 p.m. Now, he was hoping he would be back to work to one of his old jobs by September. That is when the federal benefit programs are scheduled to end. And he was depending on the extra unemployment benefits. Now, he's concerned he may have to leave the hospitality industry altogether. Yep, folks, that's what he's concerned about. Now, what he's doing is attending job fairs and filling out job applications, which, by the way, is a requirement to continue to receive unemployment checks. Now, what he said is this: people talk about the taxes. Well, these are our taxes too. He said, we paid into the system. Another individual who's extremely frustrated is Stephen Nowicki, who's the general manager at the Pratt Street Ale House. And what he said is this. He said, the restaurant industry is a rotating door, but this has been crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Basically, he's saying that it's hard for individuals to get jobs back in his industry. And he said business has picked up since April when capacity restrictions started to ease. And he said people are slowly returning. The problem is that workers are not coming back. Now, he said a core group of employees did return, but others he simply could not locate. And he says he needs at least 25 more people. So you can see that there are real challenges being faced by employers as well as employees And basically, the two sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, are at odds with each other. Here's an interesting comment from Lena Hill, who's a mixologist at the Marriott in Baltimore and two theaters in the city. She said that it was unfair that workers were given essentially a 30-day notice about the end of enhanced unemployment benefits. Here's a quote from her. This is going to be devastating. And she watched her niece suffer from COVID and develop asthma. Her neighbor spent 4 months in the hospital. She said, I don't want any residuals from the virus. In other words, she doesn't want to fall victim to this. Susan Burrows, who's a medical office assistant in Annapolis, was homeless for part of the past year as she emerged from an abusive relationship. By the way, this is all reporting from the Washington Post. We'll provide you with a link to the Washington Post article in the description section below. And she said she does not know how she can get a job when she hasn't even been able to afford and find childcare for her 7-year-old daughter who's too young to be vaccinated and has stayed in online school at home to minimize the exposure to the virus. Burrows said this is like an explosion in my life because I was already dealing with 500 different things. So folks, it's very clear that this is a very, very complex subject. There are no simple solutions and everyone is struggling right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, here's an interesting comment from the Senate Minority Leader Michael J. Ho, who's a Republican from Frederick. He said this, I've talked to tons of small business owners who say we can't hire anybody and who say people are quitting because they can make more on unemployment. He said, economically, we've made it an easy choice for people, stay home and make more money. In fact, he said it was laughable that some Democratic lawmakers reacted to Hogan's decision with proposals to speed up the state's adoption of $15 an hour minimum wage. He said the economy is taking care of that, basically saying that employers are paying more to get workers back to work. And folks, it's very clear that employers are indeed paying more, but the fact is it's not easy to hire people, even when employers are paying more. Back in Baltimore, here's another quote from Nowicki. He said this, it's funny to see the people across the street asking for jobs and aid when literally across the street we have a sign saying hiring all positions. Jobs are being offered. There's no reason to be lazy, for lack of a better word. The opportunities are there that weren't there 3 or 4 months ago. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. This is indeed an incredible situation where it's not a black and white situation. This is indeed a very complex situation where things are simply not as simple as they seem as far as employees are concerned, even though many business owners and many Republican governors and Republican lawmakers say that it's time to get back to work. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Once again, please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. We work very hard on this channel to bring you the latest news pertaining to the country, the economy, as well as our money. Thanks to our amazing production team of Joseph and Jeanette, we're able to create this outstanding production quality for you. So please click the like button, click subscribe, enable notifications. That is your vote of confidence in us and our team. Thank you so much for watching. We're looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.